What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review. Today I'm doing the Flash Annual #1. Who remembers Wally West? So if anyone doesn't know, there are now two Wally West, Kid Flash and just a Flash. The original one is part of the Titans now. He wears red. Kid Flash is part of Teen Titans. He shows up most of the time in the regular Flash. Both are the nephew of Iris West. Right now, Kid Flash technically is the real nephew, whereas this Wally is a displaced, time variant nephew. So his timeline happened before Flashpoint. He's been pulled from the time stream by Flash because he was caught in the in the Speed Force. So he's here. The only people that really remember him are the Justice League, Titans, obviously Barry, and the other Wally. So, he's having kind of a tough time. And this book really it's more about him, which is good because I think a lot of the, like a lot of major events and stuff, they come up with these really good, plot points and ideas, and we're going to bring back this character, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. And then it takes, years for, the plot to, to form and happen in each individual book. And I think this is kind of a culmination of finally getting some answers of, really, what is up with Wally, and, what's going on. There's not a lot of action in this book. It's mostly character driven, which is perfectly alright. The art in it is superb. Howard Porter does a really great job, and I'll explain some of that stuff. But let's go ahead and dive in. So, without giving too much away, previous Flash issues, 26, I think, through 25 through 27, where part of Running Scared, where the Verse Flash took Iris to the future, tortured her, and then she ended up actually killing him. So we start off in the Flash Museum of that time, where someone has wrecked the museum, and no one knows what's happened. So you have this group of cops kind of investigating what's been going on. So they discover that Thawne had been murdered. But in doing that, they notice some disruptions coming from the Wally West wing. And they start, as they're looking at stuff, it starts changing. Exhibits aren't what they should have been. So that leads them to question, something in the 21st century is changing time. And that kind of leads us to, probably to me the weakest part of the comic, this generic, entry fight that is a little bit of a trope for some comics, where it's you kind of come in the middle of the action, but this isn't part of the story, but it kind of leads you into the story. I'm alright with it. So there's a fight with the top. Both Kid Flash, Flash, and the Flash are all kind of working as a team. They end up defeating him. In doing so, the Flash had alerted authorities ahead of time, which of course means the press are going to show up, which means Iris is going to be there to help Wally confront Iris. And not confront, but say, hey, you may not remember me, but I'm your nephew that you don't remember. But of course he kind of chickens out because he's not ready. And they go grab tacos. And this is where, it was this page right here. And again, it's very simply drawn. But I was like, this is good art. Because anyone can really draw a superhero with their mask on and make them look cool. You don't have to worry about the eyes. You can just do that white over eye thing. The mask itself is inherently cool, so you can kind of get away with some stuff here and there. But a real face and real eyes all of it looks good. Like, it doesn't look kiddie. It doesn't look like it was hastily drawn. So much care was put into this book. It's amazing. My one gripe with the art is, Wally. You can tell by the cover. Wally's like lean muscle. Like, he's muscular, but he's lean. But like, he kind of looks like your typical like football jock in some of the panels. But again, minor gripes. So as they're sitting here eating, it comes out that Iris had killed Thawne. That obviously pisses old Wally off because that's his aunt, and he feels he should have known what was going on with her. So of course he accuses Barry, and again, like this scene right here. That looks badass. Wally is obviously pissed. The emotion on that face. You don't need to like look at this and be like, oh, it looks like a potato. No, it's Wally West's face. It looks amazing. So after confronting Barry, he runs away. He goes to the tower, and he kind of has the Titan's Tower, which has been disbanded due to some plot lines in their series. And he kind of has this like existential moment where he realizes right now he's not really anything outside of this costume. Which is true, because right now Wally is really only in the Titans book. And team-up books, you don't really get time to be your alter ego character. You don't get time, your character building times are on the battlefield, in the middle of the hustle and bustle of being a superhero. Not like when you're the Flash and a third of your book is you as Barry Allen and the other 2/3 is you as the Flash. And you get a lot of character stuff as Barry Allen, and then you kind of get the payoff of that character stuff as the Flash. Wally is dealing with the fact that not only is he not getting screen time in many other books, but, in this timeline, no one knows him, so he can't really take off his mask. When he takes off the mask, he's like, I don't really have any friends. I don't have anyone I can talk to. Everyone who knew me doesn't know me. I had a girlfriend, she's gone. So what do I do? So he's like, there's one other person who may remember me, because he's not ready to confront, to talk to Iris yet. So he goes to talk to a girl he used to know growing up, who ended up having magnetic powers, and her name was Magenta. She became part of the Titans. They dated for a while, and then I guess broke up. He started dating Linda later. So this scene kind of reminded me of, if anyone watches the Flash series, the whole like Caitlin Killer Frost thing, where after Flashpoint happened, before Flashpoint, in the first couple seasons of Flash, Caitlin was just Caitlin. Outside of Earth 2, where she was Killer Frost. And of course, after Flashpoint, she started to manifest the Frost powers in the regular world timeline. So this kind of reminded me of that. So here's this girl, her name's Frances. She's having has a normal life in Keystone City. She's a teacher. So Wally introduces himself, and again, he kind of has like the aw shucks. And she's like, back off, creep. He's like, whatever, I'm sorry. I'm not surprised you don't remember me. So then she's like, wait, I do remember you. We went, we went dancing, Wally, he's like, yes. So they hug, and he's like, she's like, I remember everything. We were a couple, I was a Titan, and then I became a rogue. And she kind of goes, all crazy. So, and again, that kind of reminds me of the whole Caitlyn thing, where it's like, in this timeline, so in Wally's previous timeline, she had her powers, she had an identity, she was a superhero. But in this timeline, she had none of that. She didn't have powers. She didn't have the memories of all of this stuff. Or she did, they're laying dormant. But by him interacting with her, boom, boom, everything comes out. And of course she's like, you caused me so much pain, now I'm gonna take it out on you. So they have a couple really good moments. He ends up taking her back to where they grew up. And he's like, look, I gave you those bad memories. It was my fault. I'm sorry. Again, some really good character growing moments. And then, things kind of go back to normal. Through the help of another bud, he is able to get a place in Keystone City, which looks like that's where he's going to be taking up his permanent residence. Just before that, though, or just after that, he notices a crack of lightning on the bridge. And he kind of, as he's speeding away, he decides that it is time to talk to Iris and that he will always be the Flash. And then there's some other good little twists after that. Again, this is a fairly long book. It's an annual, so, it's thick, which is A-okay, because, again, it's a great, great story. Highly, highly recommend it. If you guys do not read Flash, go back, grab last week's Flash 39. It is a great jumping on point. Highly recommend it. Hit me up in the subs. Watch some more videos. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.